99.9 Punk World Radio FM. You already know what time it is. And this Sunday night, we are joined by a fellow amazing musician based out of London, Ontario. We got Nick of Tuned Out right here, live on the radio. Nick, how you doing tonight all the way out there in London, Ontario?
I mean, not too bad. It just started thunderstorming, so we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I mean, hopefully the thunderstorms don't last much longer, but we know what happens when fall comes along. The thunderstorms turn into something else. So I would say I'd much rather enjoy the thunderstorms than the snowstorms.
Hey, you just said the S word. You can't say that.
I know. You know, and if it snows in the next week, I really, really hope that I should hop on the internet and maybe take the station's address off the internet, because I think people will be at my place with pitchforks.
Yeah, probably. It's like you said it so early. It's not even October, man.
I know. I jinxed it. You know, that's the one thing as a Canadian you don't do. But hopefully we can we can make this right. The interview's off to a wonderful start. It's not even 1 minute in. But no, Nick, I know you are a busy guy, so I'm not going to take you away from your evening too long. But I want to take you back to the beginning of Tuned Out, man. And I know before this band launched in 2019, you guys formed a band called Social Distance.
Yes,
Before
sir.
Tuned Out, can you tell us a bit more about the story of Social Distance? And of course, how did you guys actually first meet to form that band?
Honestly, it all started with me. I posted in the Musicians Wanted page for London, Ontario. And then I came across both Jake Butcher and Rob, or Still Singer. And we ended up just hitting it off. We did a couple jams, and then we found our bassist, Squirrel, through the same group and through mutual friends. And evidently, we're off to the races.
And I got to say, I listened to a little bit of you guys' music you actually did before then. You guys had a really great lineup. What ultimately led to you guys kind of, literally social distancing in a way you could say, because you guys split up and kind of went your separate ways?
You could more or less say creative differences. It kind of, I don't want to throw any shade by any means, but it was more or less creative differences with the drummer, and then evidently we got ghosted by our bass player. So
I've heard that. I sounds bad to say. I've heard that with bass players. As for some reason, when it comes to Canadian bands, bass players are the worst to actually come by. I wouldn't say worst, but I mean, like, they're the hardest to come by, man. You would think it's drummers or something like that, but it's always the bass player.
Honestly, it's drummers, because I'm sure you've seen on our page, we're still looking for our full-time drummer. We're working with a fill-in right now. But there's a plethora of bass players. It's just finding the right fit is all.
And I'm sure, as you know, we got a lot of musicians that listen to the station. What would it take for a potential drummer? Say if there's a drummer listening right now that's in between bands that want to get back into it. How can they actually go about potentially being the new drummer of London, Ontario's finest? What are you guys currently looking for in your newest member?
Honestly, a lot of it is reliability. Second to that, obviously being able to show up, do the time, put in all the work. But ultimately, we're looking to play more than London, of course. We've not really had too many opportunities to play outside of London, but we're looking to play more outside of London than within London. London's great, but you got to get yourself out there, right?
And I do know around the area too, the GTA area, there's a lot of great venues as well. Like the Bovine Sex Club is such an amazing venue. But I mean, also, like you said, you want to branch yourselves out. Like the Bovine is great, but if you can go elsewhere and perform, it would be even better as well.
Absolutely.
And have you guys actually had the opportunity to ever visit that venue and perform there? Because I've seen about countless bands at the Bovine, and such an iconic club, man.
We did. We played there before parting ways with our most recent drummer. We did play at the Bovine in November. That was with Foolproof and Devils by Definition.
I remember actually going to see Authority Zero there, and it's funny because the name, obviously, it's a punk rock venue, but the Bovine Sex Club, trying to tell your friends, like, hey, man, let's go see Authority Zero at the Bovine Sex Club. And they're like, dude, I am not going to see punk rock and titties tonight. Like, my girlfriend back home will kill me. I'm like, dude, that's not what it is. But they know I'm a little bit wild, so they really thought that it was going to be punk rock and titties. I'm like, no, dude, it's just punk rock. Like, it's just...
I mean, hey, don't knock it till you rock it, right?
That is true, but I mean, I kind of get it. I mean, I think that'd be kind of wild, though. I mean, honestly, like punk rock and that going on at the same time, I wouldn't know what to pay attention to. I'd be like, okay, I love this song, but I like those too.
Especially with ADHD, it's like, oh look.
Yeah, and I actually have ADHD, so it would you would think like, man, this guy's cracked out.
Yeah, exactly.
But also as well, November of 2020, you guys also had the opportunity to close out the iconic Call the Office alongside punk rock legend 63 Monroe. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this monumental moment 5 years ago. And of course, did you guys get the chance to meet and converse with 63 during that show?
Well, thing is, I was in 63 Monroe for quite a lot of years. My dad was, well, still is the other guitar player in that band, and I basically grew up going to their practices. So evidently, it just kind of snowballed into them giving me my start within like the music industry. Like I've been playing guitar for 20 years, but like playing out is kind of less than 10. So with that, we got the in because of that. And Jake also happened to be in 63 Monroe that night as well. So basically, I played like just shy of 55 songs that night. But
And
it was such a bittersweet moment because like I grew up going to that venue. Call the Office is so iconic. Like I really hope they do reopen it.
And I have to say, man, I actually did not know doing the research for this interview that you actually had, a father in the punk rock industry as well. And I have to ask, man, because a lot of people they kind of just get into punk rock to get into punk rock, but you actually got into it. You actually got your start. What is one thing you actually learned from your dad that carries over into your own band, Tuned Out?
Like in what way do you mean?
I mean, like something that he kind of taught you very early on, kind of about like playing, either shows or recording. There's something he taught you about being a musician that you kind of still use to this day.
Honestly, he started me playing guitar when I was 8 years old. I'm 28 now, so I can attribute most of my success to him giving me that start and showing me like the most basic stuff. And like I'm basically all self-taught, minus like a couple lessons here and there. So honestly, just anything to do with my playing. Like you can see it if you compare us, like his old stuff versus my stuff. You can really hear it.
And also as well, in early 2000, sorry, December 2nd, 2020, you guys released a 6-track EP titled Stay Away. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us the story and inspiration behind this amazing EP this evening.
Honestly, there wasn't really anything to tell. It was just kind of the first collection of songs that we had written together. We decided that we would write and record them, and evidently, I did produce them. I mixed them and mastered them. So it's kind of like our early work. I wouldn't like it. Sounds good, but the stuff we have coming sounds a lot better.
And with that being said, because obviously in early 2021, that's when social distance kind of went their separate ways. And then, of course, Tuned Out actually, surfaced into the punk rock community. With that being said, was this self-titled EP originally social distance music that just kind of morphed into tuned out music? Sorry.
Yes, yeah. So it's basically just the same band with a new name and new lineup, of course.
Well, I got to say, it definitely is a phenomenal EP. And I do know that brings me into my next question. I know you kind of briefly revealed it there. Are there any plans to actually release new music this year in 2025, which you already answered that. So with that being said, what can your fans expect from the new music when it does get released?
All I'm going to say is the quality and the ferocity is a lot better. Like I'll say we're a more well-oiled machine on this album. I don't want to get into specifics, but we are planning at least a single by the end of the year.
And I do know when you said a single, is it going to be a full-length album, or is it going to be an EP like you guys released in 2020 with a 4 to 6 songs?
So it'll be a full-length album at the end, but we're just going to start teasing you guys with some singles.
Hey, can't go wrong with that. You can't just like drop the whole thing. You gotta spoon feed us a little bit first.
Well, especially with how many tracks we got on it.
And with that being said, I do know obviously a new album coming. I did notice as well last night that unfortunately you had to postpone one of your shows due to some band stuff going on. But with that being said, are there any actual shows currently coming up aside from the one you unfortunately had to cancel? And if so, where can we actually see London's Finest next?
The only other one that I know we have booked is for December 7th, I believe. It is for the annual Toys for Tots event that Stephen R. Stunning of 63 Monroe always puts on. And that will be at Palisade.
And I got to say as well, I noticed as well that you actually did Greg Fest as well. Not too long ago as well, man. I got to say, LA Rant and Sundowner, two of my favorite bands when I saw that flyer, bro.
Yeah, Sundowner were awesome. They were fantastic live.
And was that the only time you guys had the opportunity to actually play with Sundowner? Because I've seen them live once, and I mean they absolutely blew my mind, man. Some of that independent punk rock, bro. Some of it is actually a hell of a lot better than going to a full on big show.
Oh, absolutely. That was the first opportunity we had to play with them. We would definitely be down to play with them again. Truthfully, we didn't actually know of them until that show.
But I have to ask Nick, aside from the new album and of course, the show you got coming up in December, what is next for Tuned Out and the rest of the band? Like, what do you three currently have going on? Anything we missed? Anything else you still want to touch on or talk about? What we still got to hear live on the station tonight?
I don't think there's too much more. I know we're looking at potentially doing some small weekend runs of tours and stuff in the new year. Nothing's confirmed by any means, but I know we're planning some runs.
And I cannot wait just to see when it does actually get announced, man. Because I do know you guys are going to put on some phenomenal shows wherever you guys do end up.
Well, thank you, man.
But Nick, before we actually part ways here tonight, man, obviously I know how to follow Tuned Out across the board. But for people that are listening that might just be discovering you guys tonight, how do we go about following you guys across all social media platforms if we're not already doing so?
So our Instagram is Tuned Out Band. You can just search our name on Facebook as well, and then we also have a TikTok page. Same name, Tuned Out Band.
But I got to say, first and foremost, Nick, thank you so much for giving not only myself but the radio station airways a bit of your time, man. It was such an honor speaking with you, and I can't wait to hear the new music when it does drop to the general public sometime soon.
Yeah, not a problem, man. Happy to be here and happy to have someone liking our stuff and supporting the local scene.
Hey, man, I'll tell you what I tell all the other great bands that come my way. If you keep making it, we here at 99.9, we will keep spinning it, man. So you keep making it, we'll keep playing it, dude.
Perfect. That's great to hear.
Hey, man, have yourself a phenomenal night, Nick, and hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon. But for now, we definitely shall talk soon.
Absolutely. Maybe next time we'll have the full band. They're kind of off with their sicknesses and whatnot right now.
Hey, man, it's completely understandable. Like there literally is a bug going around. There's like 5 people that I know personally that are sick. So I don't like saying it, but you have to keep your distance, man. You don't want to get sick as well, right? So it's that time of year, man.
Tail end here. I'm glad I got my voice back.
Well, I mean, I don't know sign language, so that wouldn't have worked out,
I mean, text to speech.
I mean, that would work. It'd be kind of an awkward interview, You'd be sitting there waiting for a response for about 2 minutes, be like, there we go.
Just a little bit.
But no, Nick, thank you so much again, man. Next time we definitely will have the entire band. I just make sure I'll reach out when it's not flu season, man.
Perfect. Sounds good, man.
Have yourself a phenomenal night, man. We definitely shall talk soon.
Yeah, you too.